Hmm. Hmm.
What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. It's the
Hmm.
weekend. I'm David Jones, at Tenacious D Jones on Twitter. Shoot me a follow. Here with Javi Prellezo. What's up, Javi? Cowboys fan?
What's up, David? I'm here, Cowboys fan, Heat fan, Florida Panthers fan. Happy Friday, everyone. Let's
You know,
rock and roll.
we play each other this Sunday, Falcons and Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned. So,
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to get worked up about it. I think the Cowboys win. That's okay. Cowboys have a good team this year. Good for them. So we're going to be breaking down this NBA slate this Friday. A couple housekeeping things we have here. If you are not already checking out ftndaily.com, be sure to go over there, check out all the articles, the content, the rankings, the optimizer. The optimizer's been crushing it. Kyle Murray took down Wednesday's slate, won 10,000 up top, came in technically second place yesterday using the optimizer because he got passed by a train in like the last minute of the game. There was 7 teams with the 7 different people with the same team that passed him, put him in with the second best score, bump him down. But he's been crushing with the optimizer. It's got the projections in there from Kyle Murray. He also does the Opto Show every day on Twitter. And Alex Belickle, I believe I didn't butcher that name too bad, but
you
his
butchered
ownership,
it.
yeah, pretty butchered. I thought so. But his ownership stuff's in there too. We've got the NBA on-off splits tool, advanced DVP tools. You can get in our premium Discord. All the rankings from Fast Eddie Fear and Kawhisenberg every day. So be sure to check that out. Pricing's only $49.99 a month. Use the code FTNTV for 15% off every month. Make sure to go check that out. FTN TV promo code. Cool. So Javi, what's your overall take on this slate, man? There's not like too much news that's come out yet. Couple pieces of news, but nothing like we had a few days ago where you had all the value of the Nuggets and stuff. We've got Joker back, of course, going up against Atlanta tonight. So any overall takes on the slate, or do you just want to jump into it?
We can jump into it in a second, just because it's a bigger slate. We do have a longer show today, Friday, for you guys. You get to talk to David and I. But overall takes is stars and scrubs, David. It's really there's a lot of 3K plays, a lot of just below 4K plays. There's a few guys I like between the 4 and 5K range on DraftKings, but it's really I'm just landing on the stars and scrubs bill with focusing on that Minnesota Lakers late game hammer kind of play tonight, David. That's about it. I mean, there's a ton of good spots. There's some news with no Vooch for the next 10 days, so that opens up some value. So yeah, I mean, initial thoughts, David, is stars and scrubs and sticking to that.
All right. Well, let's see which stars, which scrubs you like. First game tonight is going to be the New York Knicks against the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte, where Cam Newton resides once again. Who do you like from this game? Break it down for us.
Yeah, it's just Julius Randle. I think this guy should be. I understand he struggled this year. We saw Thibs the Butcher. We saw him bench his starters for the whole fourth quarter, which, once that game got tied, I understand the bench players got that game from like 30 points down to basically tied. He should have brought in his starters. I think someone was mentioning that in Discord too, but I think these guys come out with something to prove. So I like Julius Randle at 10-2 on DraftKings. I think he's a phenomenal play. I think he'll be low owned. I'll have him in a few lineups. I'm running 7 lineups today, and thinking about doing a main lineup in the big dollar GPP, but I'm not sure yet if I'll put Randall in that in my main. But for me, it is really just focusing on Randall, David, and moving on. I don't like to target the Knicks defense, even though they've been struggling this year, and this could be the Kemba Walker effect. Bringing him onto that team, it does hurt them a little bit defensively. So Kemba Walker priced pretty down low. Charlotte, one of the worst teams in defensive efficiency. They've been eating up alive in every game. I believe they've allowed over 110 points in almost every game except one. I have to check my stats on that, but either way, one of the worst teams defensively with a fast pace. Knicks do play a little slower, but they have increased their pace a little bit with Kemba. So I know I'm throwing a lot there, but just trying to let you know that Charlotte's a defense we could attack, and I'm landing on Randall mainly, David.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that. I wrote him up as one of my favorite forwards today. So, yeah, there's the thing about them getting sat last game. Tibbs came out after the game, called him out. Typically, I mean, if your head coach calls you out, I mean, you show up the next game. You just do. That's just how it works. In Charlotte, maybe Jordan's in the house. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. That'd be cool, though, for the Knicks guys playing from him, I guess. But Julius Randle, best player on the team, I got to say. Look, fourth most fantasy points allowed to the power forward if you're talking about the Charlotte Hornets. No PJ Washington, even though it's not like a huge thing for him or anything still. Over the last 5 games, Randall averaging 1.3 fantasy points per minute, which is good. That's like top 15, I think. It's something right around there. He's going to get like 36, 38 minutes tonight if the game stays close. I think he breaks 50 fantasy points tonight, Javi. What do you think? Over under 50?
I'll take the over on that, David. He's always he's got one of the highest upsides on the slate at 10-2. He's got triple double upside. He's been struggling for most of the season. This is an amazing matchup to bounce back. So yeah, I like him a bit, David.
Who do you think scores more, him or Jason Tatum?
I'm going with Randall tonight.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. You've got the Celtics are on ESPN tonight. I'm pretty sure. Let's double check. You've got Milwaukee and Boston on ESPN. You've also got Chicago and Golden State on ESPN. Those are both going to be good games. Good for them. But I think it's going to be close between Tatum and Randall. I think you'll get Randall lower ownership, so I'll play some Randall. I'm kind of with you. There's not really anyone else from this game that I'm too interested in. I mean, we can talk about Lamelo Ball. He's 8-8 over on FanDuel. That's a good price for Lamelo Ball. Obviously, he's got the upside. I can't really talk you off 8-8 Lamelo Ball. Obviously, you can shoot for the moon here. So, but everything you said about like the defense of the Knicks is right, but it's not really so much coming from the point guards as much. So it's a good spot for Lamelo. Lamelo's fine if you want to play him. Not interested in Hayward really. Rozier, no. Miles Bridges playing great. Price is high. Plumlee not going to get to going up against against that in the paint against the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson super cheap. We should probably touch on him. He's like $4,000 over on DraftKings. If he can get minutes, if he can stay out of foul trouble, I mean, I'm totally fine with Mitchell Robinson too.
I'm not landing on it too much, David. I get it too. Like Noel is out, but Mitchell Robinson's not getting big minutes, so that's the reason. And then I've heard some talk about Derrick Rose, but you guys need to realize Derrick Rose hasn't been playing much. Like last game, he played a ton because Thibs kept the starters in there. But if he didn't play, he hasn't really been closing as much. 30 minutes, 21, 29, 30. That was also because Kemba Walker was sitting. He started one or two of those games, but he's really sitting around 19, 20 minutes. I mean, at 4,800, you can take a shot against Charlotte, but I'm not landing on Derrick Rose. I'm not chasing that. I mean, listen, I think he's too cheap for a guy who could potentially close here, who's been playing better, but I don't know. It seems like Thibs is easing him into things a little bit. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't know if easing him in is the right word with Thibs. I mean, you just kind of throw him out there and let him go. But I know what you're trying to say. Our favorite play is Julius Randle. That's who we like. Julius Randle. Have a lot of Julius Randle. Next game, Detroit Pistons at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Lowest total on the slate, and by a lot. It's got a 200 over under. It's pretty low. Everything else is around like 220 tonight. But you're going to have the value there. You've got Lauri Markkanen out. You've got Kevin Love out. You've got Ricky Rubio, who played very well with the minutes he was allotted last game, 28 minutes off the bench. I assume he's going to be popular again tonight. Let's start on this Cavs side, man. Which guys are you going to play?
The main guy that I'm landing on here, because I mean the low total does worry me a little bit, is Jared Allen. I like going back to him after he let us down last game at a pretty high ownership at 7,800. He's still getting 34 plus minutes in 5 straight games with all these injuries. So I mean, I like Jared Allen. I think he's got a high ceiling, especially against Detroit here. Detroit is interesting with Kelly Olynyk out, but we'll touch on that in a second. But really, David, it's just Jared Allen for me, and then moving on. I mean, I'm not Ricky Rubio. I'm not going to play him at 5,700, even though it's a good matchup for him. Darius Garland, he was super chalky last time, and he didn't really pan out. I'm not going to play him. I do like to play him when Sexton's out, and Sexton is out. But, I mean, I get it. Like, if you want to play Mobley at 7,100 at a discount over Allen, go for it. He's just a little expensive for me. And then Rubio and Garland, you could see some ceiling games here in this spot. But Rubio was coming off the bench. He did close, though. He still got 28 minutes, so totally fine with it, David. But the main guy I'm focusing on here from the Cavs side is Jared Allen.
Yeah. So the pace of play, I just pulled it up in the NBA game environment tab on FTN Daily. Detroit's got the worst pace differential on the slate. Cleveland's got the third worst. Atlanta's sandwiched in between them, which I didn't really expect to see. So that's interesting. Jared Allen gets a ton of minutes, right? Like we like that, especially with Laurie and Kevin Love out. Over his last 5 games, averaging 1.29 points per minute. That's good. Seeing between 34 and 38 minutes. That's good. Pistons are allowing over 50 points combined to the center so far this season. That's pretty good. They're going to be missing Kelly Olynyk, which means that Isaiah Stewart's going to likely get more minutes if he doesn't get in foul trouble. So interesting with Isaiah Stewart on the other side too. I mean, he's super cheap. He's going to get more minutes. We saw it last year with him. When he gets big minutes, he can be a producer at the price. Like, I don't mind Isaiah Stewart at all. But that's going to leave Allen like matching up against Stewart, against Trey Lyles, who will be backing him up, I would have to assume. So Allen, he's going to get the minutes, 1.29 points per minute. You can't really argue against it. I thought you were going to be in on Rubio. I'm not really that. I mean, like if I land on him, then I land on him. That's fine. I didn't play him last late and it didn't work out. So I guess that's on me. Maybe I missed it twice in a row, but I understand coming off the bench. I understand like he's still going to get close to 30 minutes. I understand the usage has been good. I understand Ricky Rubio has been playing very well. Like especially for Ricky Rubio, it's not a knock on Rubio, but he's playing really good for as far as he is in his career. He's playing great. I don't know, man. Low total, high ownership, price coming up, coming off the bench. I don't have a ton of Ricky Rubio. You can play him at 5'7". He's probably going to get you 30 points, and that probably is enough. He probably gets you a little bit more, but I think I'm going to fade some of that chalk and more than not. I'm making 3 teams tonight. I might have him on one. I'm not going more than one team though. Mobley's fine too, like you said, if you want to take that discount on Allen. What about your boy Cade Cunningham, Detroit Pistons, 5'6"?
I mean, he's got the upside still if he can learn how to make a basket in the pros. I mean, this guy's been exceeding value and he's not hitting very well. Or not hitting very well, not shooting very well. There's a little baseball reference there. But yeah, I mean, it's just yeah, for me, it's not really I'm not gonna get there. I think he's fine. He's gonna be under owned. I mean, he's been chalky for most of the time. But I think like this this is as good of a I think it's a good spot for him to do well at that price, and he's still got a ceiling here of 40, 45 DK points. And he crushed last time around, and I liked him quite a bit. So
yeah, I miss on him every game. Like I've played him once and it missed, and I keep fading him. And what is this? I'm lagging. Looks very gross. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I know they're replacing like the internet cables outside my house. That probably has a lot to do with it. Hit us up again, Thomas, if I need to try and change something or back out, come back in. But I keep missing on Cade Cunningham. I probably don't get to him again tonight. Price is rising. Don't love that. He needs to make more shots. He's going to be a great player. I don't know. They've got the worst pace differential on the slate in Detroit. So I don't think I'm going to have much of Detroit. Are you going to have any Isaiah Stewart? I might have already asked you that, but
I mean, I think so. I mean, he's cheap enough where we can go there. Like if his price is a little bit higher, probably not. But the Kelly O thing is important. But I mean, is he going to get minutes? It seems like he's just not getting the minutes. That's his problem. I mean, 15, 23.
Stewart went, but Olynyk's out.
Correct. But I mean, Trey Lyles is still there. Like Trey Lyles can eat into the backup minutes now. So I don't know. I mean, he's just not getting minutes. So it worries me. Even with Kelly O not there, I'm a little concerned for Beef Stew here. So,
Javi, I'm going to let you talk about the next game. I have to back out and come back in. There's something going on with my internet.
All right, I'll touch on the next game. So, next game on the docket while David's out is Milwaukee and Boston. We still got no Jaylen Brown here. Brook Lopez still out. Chris Middleton still out. $12,000 Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm not on it. I can't get behind that price tag. I don't think anybody. If anybody's going to crush that a price tag like that, it could be Giannis against Boston, who's been struggling defensively. They have not been great this year. They have slowed down their pace quite a bit. In the beginning of the year, they allowed 115 or more points in 7 of their first 8 games. And then now the last 4 games, they've allowed 100 3 of those 4 times. So they've slowed their pace. They've improved defensively. I'm a little hesitant on this game in general, and I've been, smashing the value associated with Milwaukee plus Tatum. I just feel like this is going to be a slower game than normal. But Jason Tatum, he's fine. I still think at 10-1 with no Jaylen Brown, he can definitely crush that price tag. And that's about it. I mean, if you land on Giannis, I'm not going to hate it. I will not hate Giannis at all. It's not a guy that that I'll tell you, hey, not to play. The ceiling is there. Like, he's got a legit ceiling. Even against Boston, he's been playing better defensively. It's Giannis or Tatum, but they're not focused for me. It's going to be really a last guy in for me, and that's it. I think David is trying to join back in, and if not, then I'll just keep talking. But
yeah, still just you, Javi.
Oh, hey there, Tom. Yeah,
How's it
so
going?
for Milwaukee and Boston, I'm not on it. It's just not going to be a focus for me. Again, last guy in. If you land on Giannis for 12K, that's fine. There's enough value to get there. But again, these 3K guys have to hit at least 25, 30 points because of a slate this big. So Portland and Houston, we'll move on to that. I think David's coming back. Let's see if there's any questions. Yes, so that is a good catch. Sorry, Coop. Coop. Good call. Josh Richardson, 3,300. Yeah, I'm going to be playing a ton of Josh Richardson. So that's a good catch by you. I'm sorry that I missed that. He's hit 31 or more minutes in 2 straight games, $3,300 price tag. He's got 22 or more DK points in those 2 games. He's one of my top value guys here. And I don't think he's going to be super owned. So at that price tag of 3,300 with the minutes there, he used to be a higher usage guy with the Heat. Hasn't really taken over what he used to do there with the Heat or 76ers. 76ers, he did take a backseat from a usage standpoint, but I think at 3,300 on DraftKings, he's got to be one of your favorite value plays. So yeah, I like Josh Richardson once again. So my bad, good catch on that, Coop. Let's move on. David did have a pipe burst, so that's the reason for the internet issues here. So apologies on that. I know you guys are here for the GOAT, Tenacious D Jones, but Portland and Houston. This is an interesting game. 2 of, I wouldn't say bottom tier teams, but like Portland has been struggling defensively, even though Robert Covington and Yusuf Nurkic are guys that I don't like to target against defensively. Just because I do think that they are better than how they've been playing this year. And Covington really just plays because of defense. I'm not landing on this game, guys. This is one of the games that I actually scratched off. If it stays close, it could crush here. Nurkic, again, he has been struggling defensively. He's not getting many minutes, so I don't like it. Man, if that guy just saw 30 minutes a game, he'd be too cheap and we'd play him every slate. But no, I'm not landing. Important news to know is that Norman Powell is questionable. So there's a chance that we see a boost there. David is back. Hey, David.
Hey, man. I don't know. Hopefully this works better. Javi, my wife texted me. I had a pipe bust under the house. There's like water pouring into our backyard.
Nice.
Can't give the baby a bath. Can't drink any water. So things are going well.
All right. It sounds like you have to drink some whiskey and beer. I mean, it is Friday. Yeah.
I'm drinking some beer. I am drinking some beer. What'd I miss?
Nothing. Just talk about Milwaukee and Boston. Not on, if I land on the last guy in for Tatum and Giannis, it's fine. But the guy that I'm focusing on is Josh Richardson at 3,300 because he's gotten 30 plus minutes in 2 straight, David. So at 3,300, I think he's one of the top values today. I think he's going to go overlooked. So that's who I touched on in that previous game, really.
Not forcing Giannis in any lineups?
I mean, he's 12K on DraftKings. That's just a little steep. And I like Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. I like Anthony Davis for $1,100 less against Minnesota. So that's why.
I'm sure you talked about it. Someone I should have put in the article that I'm realizing now I did not. The article's out, by the way, like everyone in there except for this guy. I should have put him in. I probably would play some Bobby Portis. Don't mind Bobby Portis. He's going to get his minutes back up. Last game, it was on the second night of a back-to-back. He got 24 minutes, 35 the night before that. Nationally televised game. Bobby Portis should get over 30 again. I think he's a good play. 5,800 on FanDuel, still relatively cheap over on DraftKings. You ready to move to the next game?
Yep, and I need 1 second too. So go ahead, take over.
Yeah, so Sacramento at Oklahoma City, high-paced game. SGA to me is going to be in a good spot here. Oklahoma City's been really, really poor against the guards. He's a high-usage guy, gets a ton of minutes. So in his last, 4 games, he's got over 40. That's good. Going up against New Orleans, against San Antonio, against the Lakers, against the Clippers. All good matchups, but it's a good matchup for him tonight as well. So I like SGA. Josh Giddey, kind of interested in Josh Giddey. While I don't love the positional matchup, like I think there's better ways to attack Sacramento than small forward with Josh Giddey. He is cheap on FanDuel. He's only $6,000. He's going to play big minutes. And I mean, Sacramento, look, they can give really at any position. It's just not my favorite spot. He's going to get around 30 minutes. He can get you around 30, 35 fantasy points. He's okay. Do I think he's going to break the slate? No, I don't think he is. He seldom breaks slates. He's cracked 40, I think, twice so far this season. But in a good spot to succeed here in a high-paced game against the Kings. So I'm down with Josh Giddey. You have any Giddey love? Do you have any SGA love? I know he's one of your favorite players in the league, Javi.
No, not today. I mean, this is a good matchup for OKC and Sacramento, David. The only love I might have is if Halliburton's out. I don't know if we've seen anything out here. I think he's still listed as questionable, so that's why. But our boy Fox has crushed two slates in a row, 2 games in a row since Halliburton's out. It seems like that is the common theme here is that when Tyrese Halliburton is out, De'Aaron Fox crushes. But he's got 46 or more DK points in 2 straight with Halliburton out. So that's important news. I think I'll have some Fox love at 8,400, especially against OKC. I mean, this is 2 teams that are not very good, 2 teams that struggle defensively and allow a ton of points. So I'm okay with it. The only guy, I mean, if you want to do like an SGA, De'Aaron Fox, fine, go have at it. But I was looking at Derek Favors, David, actually, as a value play. Again, I don't absolutely love the play. He did see 21 minutes last game against the Pelicans, which is a plus matchup for him. He had 21 DK points, 21 minutes. Before that, 12 minutes, and then before that, 28 minutes. So it just the minutes are a little scary for me, but I don't mind Derek Favors in the spot if you need a different value guy. But I think that might be getting too cute with the Bulls value we have today. So not a big fan of this game, though, dude.
I was trying to find a stat when you were off, and I just overlooked it. Sacramento Kings are allowing the 2nd most fantasy points, FanDuel points, to the point guard. So SGA, load him up, only behind the Lakers, right above the Cavaliers. He's my favorite play from the game for sure. So update on my situation. You know how I told you that they were installing internet cables in my neighborhood? No, maybe that's why my internet was going bad just a second ago. The construction crew hit a water pipe underground that blew up down the street. My wife heard it, and now no one in the neighborhood has water. So, it's going great.
Sick, bro. Sick.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's a little personal life update. I'm not panicking. Portland at Houston next. Portland at Houston. Houston's terrible defensively, offensively, everything. Are we still waiting on the Kevin Porter news? Did anything come out about that? He's questionable right now.
I don't think so. Trying to pull it up too. I'm not seeing anything though.
All right, cool. Well, we'll keep updating that. Dame getting cheap over on FanDuel. Higher price over on DraftKings. Not hitting the threes. It's fine. He'll snap into it. And quite frankly, like Dame really just kind of turns it on the second half of the season in the playoffs. I don't know. Like I guess people have been like not paying attention to this, but like he starts off slow sometimes, but he's still Damian Lillard. He'll figure it out. Same with James Harden. He'll figure it out too. Kind of has. So Dame, let's start there. You going to play any Dame?
No, David. I'm not playing Dame until I see him. I've been playing him basically all year, except the last slate, and it worked out because again, Dame didn't hit value. So yeah, I'm not playing Dame, David. It's not. This game, I was talking about it before. It's not a game that I really like. Maybe if Kevin Porter's out, some Jalen Green at 5,200, but Porter is listed as probable, so he's more than likely going to play, David. So I'm not playing anybody really.
He is super cheap over on FanDuel. Super cheap. I think he's like $6,000. Would you play him over there? I know you don't play a ton of FanDuel, but
yeah, I don't play FanDuel. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. And David, can you drop your article if
it's been submitted? It should be up any moment. If it's I'm on a show. Like it should be on the article. If it's edited, it's on the on the website. I'll go check in a second though.
Yeah.
So what about the other side, man? Anyone from this other side?
No, again, I'm not feeling this game. I was talking about Nurkic and Covington, how they're solid defensively, but they've both been struggling this year. Like they're getting beat up by the big man. And Nurkic, it might be because Nurkic isn't getting as many minutes, but even when he's in there, he's allowing a ton of points. So Christian Wood could be sneaky here, but I can't pay that $9K price tag for Christian Wood. So that's my thing. He's a little expensive going against Nurkic. So I just prefer just go $1,200 less for Jared Allen against Detroit, if anything. But yeah, I'm not landing on anybody for this game, really, David.
If Powell's out, if Powell's out, that's the thing, right? Nasir Little's probably gonna get the start. But to me, I guess you can play him if you want and hope he just doesn't bust because he's not gonna go nuts or anything. But it's just going to push more usage like CJ McCollum, who's been excellent really so far this season. He's had a bad few games, whatever. It's NBA, it's professional sports, it happens. Just push more usage to the guards. And then, hell, even Nurk. I never play Robert Covington. I just don't like to rely on three-pointers with Robert Covington. His price is super cheap for a reason most of the time, but I don't play him. So if you've got Powell out, I don't mind going to McCollum. I don't mind Lillard on FanDuel, really. He's too cheap. He's too cheap on FanDuel. Go to him. And if we had like a better idea of how many minutes Nurk was going to get, I would definitely be into him. If I thought Nurk was going to get 26 to 30 minutes or something, I'd be all over it. But I just don't know that, and I want to go with more certainty tonight. So really it's a good game environment, but overall don't have a ton of pieces. A lot of it's going to depend on the Norman Powell news for me. As far as Houston goes, I'm not starting any of them right now. Next game I'm pretty interested in the Big Easy. Brooklyn Nets at the New Orleans Pelicans. No Zion. Don't believe we have Brandon Ingram news yet. I'm going to refresh the feeds and catch up on some news. Javi, talk to us about this game.
Yeah, I guess you're liking it a little bit more than me, but Kevin Durant, 11,100. He's kind of priced a little bit high for. It's a fine matchup for both teams. Brooklyn has been playing better. A little bit better defensively. If you look at their last few games, 90, 118, 103, 90, 108. It's not the same Brooklyn defense that we used to target last season. Holy crap. Giannis is out. Shit. This is big news. He was probable too. This is live. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Whoa.
Let's just stop everything.
Yeah.
Go back to Milwaukee, Boston. Everyone, make sure to pull up your bets right now and see if you can cram one in on. Damn, dude, that changes everything on the Celtics. But Milwaukee plays good. No, the Celtics are going to win. Let's see what the line is.
You have to play Drew Holiday. You have to play Bobby Portis. You have to play Drew Holiday. That's ultimately what it comes down to.
The line is gone. All right. All right, what do we expect from Drew Holiday here? 6'8", no Giannis.
No Middleton. No Brook Lopez.
Can we get Joe Metz on the stream, please? This is going to be we're going to get a ton of Thanasis, however you say it. The little ant.
No, it could be Jordan Nwora.
Both of them. They're both going to get extra run. All right, let's check the prices.
This changes everything.
Changes everything.
I feel like you have to play Drew and you have to play
Grayson.
Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis and Drew. You can play Grayson too. Listen,
yeah,
Giannis out opens up
everyone.
And Grayson Allen, Jordan Nwora, the other Antetokounmpo. There's just a ton of let's take it back a second. So This definitely a boost for Tatum too. So I think the focus is definitely Bobby Portis. I do think Drew is a must play. I know Herm just said he doesn't think so. Who else is going to score on this team? Like, this is going to be. I mean, yes, maybe Marcus Smart will be on Drew Holiday. So that's a little discouraging because I don't like to go. Yeah, but I think Drew Holiday with no Giannis, no Middleton there's no. This is going to be Drew Holiday's show, like him and Portis. So I don't know. I feel differently. I feel like Drew Holiday's needed here.
I mean, he's super. I mean, yeah, he certainly gets a bump with no Giannis. I'm going through everyone right now. Like, what you worry about is like a blowout scenario, right? Which probably happens. But we've seen this Bucks team like be scrappy and stay in games that they shouldn't be in, even when Giannis is out. I'm just going to throw that out there too. And I mean, the Celtics are missing Jaylen Brown as well. So article's up. Just saw it posted. Drew Holiday, totally fine. George Hill will be backing him up. I don't think he's slide into the starting unit anyway. Grayson Allen, 5'5", going to play a ton of minutes tonight. Probably more minutes than he's seen all season. He got 34 3 games ago. He's going to get a ton of minutes here. Pat Connaughton's going to get a bump up off the bench. Whoever starts in Giannis's place, I guess it could be Nora, could be Thanos, his little brother.
Thanos.
We'll have to wait and see its starting lineup there. But yeah, a lot just opened up there. On the Celtics side too, I mean, it got better offensively for them. Tatum, yeah. But like, all right, so what's do you think the Celtics win, right?
I mean, they have to, right? I mean, not necessarily.
You think they blow them out, like 20 points?
No, I don't think it's a blowout. I don't think it's a blowout.
So Jason Tatum, like, is just going to have a la carte. I'll do whatever I want on ESPN and just go nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
No, I just think that with Jaylen Brown out, David, like this is big for this makes the game still competitive in my opinion. Like Drew Holiday is no walkover. This team is no walkover, even with Giannis out. Obviously, I mean, like I said, Boston's been struggling defensively, but Boston also the last 4 games has been playing much better defensively. So, I mean, really, I don't think there's JMO saying everybody panic. I don't think this is a panic situation, guys. Like, I think honestly, this is a Drew Holiday and Bobby Portis slate. Like, those should be the 2 guys that you focus on here, and those should be the priority. Obviously, the other piece is going to be whoever starts for Giannis. So Nora or the other Antetokounmpo, who's 3,100. I think either one is fine. You have Nora at 3,800. So having those 2 guys, or one of those 2, or even both, I'm sure it could work out. So, but for me, it's Portis and Drew Holiday without question. And then from there, you can add another piece. You know, Grayson Allen will see a bump in usage. He's fine. Pat Connaughton will get minutes, but remember, guys, like Giannis is going to play the 4, the 5. Pat Connaughton doesn't play that. I mean, they can move things around where he can get in there at the 2 or the 3, but I don't think Connaughton's a great play. Like Grayson Allen, fine. Drew Holiday, yes. Portis, yes. So, yeah. I mean, for me, I think Tatum's fine. I think you're saying that you're going to fade him, but, you know, it's a big
I did not say that. I did not say I'm going to fade Jason Tatum.
Somebody said, I think I'm not going to play Tatum. I thought it was you. I apologize, David. All right. My bad, man.
Do you think Tatum gets more than Julius Randle now? I do. I probably do.
Yeah. I mean, I think Giannis would probably be on Tatum defensively a little bit, so that's probably why. But
yeah, I mean, just more rebounds to go around, easier to, I mean, get assists, get to the rim, everything. It just gets easier.
That was Tyreek. Sorry.
All right. So let's wait and see that Bucks starting lineup. I bet Joe is in the FTN Discord answering questions. Now let's try and knock out the rest of these games real quick. So Brooklyn, New Orleans, we started talking about that a little bit. I like James Harden tonight, man. I like James Harden tonight. I have rostered James Harden, I don't think, once this season. but it's a great environment for him going up against the Pelicans, right? Terrible at defending guards, fourth worst against the shooting guard, third worst against the point guard. Up pace. Well, actually, if you look at if you look on FTN Daily, it's actually down pace for Brooklyn a little bit, but it's a bad team defensively in New Orleans. So, and you've got the price down on Harden from what we're used to seeing from last year. So I like James Harden. Harden's been flirting with a triple double, like 6 of his last 7 games, and he's done it twice. I mean, it's a great matchup for a guard going up against the Pelicans. If the game can stay close, if he can get mid-30s minutes, which he should, he's averaging 1.34 fantasy points per minute. It should continue to go up, I think, as the season goes on. I think he's still getting a little bit of that rust off, but he's looked better the past 5 or 6 games. His points per minute is the 10th best in fantasy right now over the last 5 days. I like that. Again, I think he'll get better. Fair price on FanDuel, more so than DraftKings. He's more expensive on DraftKings. I like him better on FanDuel. But Harden, I mean, he's got that. We know what kind of upside he's got, man. I like the spot better for him than Durant. Give me James Harden, lower ownership.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play Durant at that price. That's the problem, especially because, I mean, I don't think they blow them out. It's hard to predict blowouts, but I mean, this is a game where they can easily blow out the Pelicans, especially with no Brandon Ingram. So we don't have Brandon Ingram news. He's been out for 4 or 5 games now, and it's he's out late into either like right before the slate or post lock. He's been ruled out, so we might get that news later. But I mean, if Ingram plays, maybe this can get a little bit more competitive. But for me, David, I'm not too fond of this game. I'm playing DraftKings only. I think Harden's price is fine on there, but I'm not playing it. And Durant, I'm definitely not playing at that price. So I'm a little less on this game than you, David. So
cool. Nickeil Alexander-Walker dropped 60 last game. Ingram out. Same amount of minutes, just got hot with the ball. Took some usage from Josh Hart over there. You don't like any – I mean, the prices are going up on him because, Ingram's been out a while. But Valanciunas, nobody – I mean, J-Val could go nuts.
J-Val could go nuts, and I would prefer him if Ingram's out. Like, if Ingram's out, then, yeah, I'll play a little bit J-Val. But at that price, if Ingram's in, I don't think I'm going to get there. So,
all right. James Harden, that's my favorite play from the game. Phoenix at Memphis. We can talk about it for a second. I don't have many plays. You've got DeAndre Ayton still out. Frank Kaminsky went Frank the Tank mode last game. You had JaVale McGee in some foul trouble. JaVale McGee, 4,400 on FanDuel. Frank is 5,200. Prices, I probably don't land on either of them tonight, even though I know they're both in a good spot going up against Memphis. Price has gone up on Frank the Tank, kind of priced himself out. JaVale McGee, very high point per minute guy. I think he'll get more minutes than he did last game, but I don't think you have to have him tonight, man. I would maybe rather play Mitchell Robinson than JaVale McGee. So do you like him? You going to play him?
As of right now, I do have Nickeil Alexander-Waco. That's what you said. It's okay, David. It was fine. What? I did catch when you said that, but it's fine. Guys, leave David alone, okay? You said Nickeil Alexander I can't. Nickeil Alexander-Waco. It's fine.
I did not say his last name is Walker.
I know, but you messed up. I heard it too, but it's fine.
I don't think so. I will go back and get that clip. Yeah. We will see. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Shut up. What's the play?
I'll land on McGee. I have him in one of my 7 lineups right now, but I don't know if I'm gonna get there just because Tony Bradley's 3K and he might be the guy that we want to play here. So yeah, I'm not too keen on this game, David. It's actually one of the games that I crossed off today.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on it either. I'm not playing anyone from this game, I don't think. I mean, you've got Ja Morant. I mean, we can touch on him. He's been outstanding. The price has got an eye on him, though. I keep not playing him, and he keeps proving me wrong. So I guess you could do worse than Ja Morant. He's on another level right now. I don't think I'm going to get to Melton. Are you going to get to Melton? I don't think I'm going to get to Melton.
So, yeah, I mean, Dylan Brooks is out. So,
yeah.
DeAnthony Melton and Desmond Bane, that value is back with these guys. So, yeah, I'll have Melton and Bane in a few lineups, David, just because I don't hate the matchup here. So those are some value guys I do like. Yeah.
You got a revenge game brewing against the Suns for Melton. Used to be on the Suns. Maybe go there if you want with Brooks out, getting re-injured. I'm not overall too high on it though. Sacramento, we already did Sacramento. OKC. Why is that popping back up? Dallas, San Antonio. Let's go Dallas, San Antonio. We've got Luka. We've got Murray. Got a lot of people I'm probably not going to land on tonight. Overall, not real huge on this game. Luka got to, I believe he's played the Spurs twice already this year. Had a good game once, had a bad game the other. Let me double check that. Make sure I'm not speaking out of school here because I'm pretty sure.
I don't think Luka has hit value once, or if he has, it's just like a little over. It's not like a ceiling. Like Luka's struggling this year, so until I see him get back on track, David, I think I'm off of Luka too. So even though this is a great matchup, this is a great matchup for both sides of the house. But I am taking a stand, and even though this is a good matchup on paper for both teams, David, I am fading this game. I don't have any exposure really right now.
I don't really either. I mean, Luka not playing as well as we're accustomed to seeing with Luka. Still, obviously one of the best point guards in the league, but just not hitting that ceiling. You're right. Like if it was on a smaller slate, like I don't give a shit if he gets 6x or whatever it is, if he's the highest scoring player, but we got a big slate tonight. So probably not going to get there. DeJounte Murray getting too expensive for me. Excellent player though. Keldon Johnson, no thank you. Tim Hardaway, never. Lonnie Walker, Kristaps, washed. Thad Young, price is up, not getting there. Pirtle's still out. Drew Eubanks, no thanks. I'm off the game almost entirely. Atlanta at Denver. Atlanta at Denver in the Rockies. Talk to us about who you're going to play here and tell me why you agree with me that Joker is going to be the highest scoring player on the slate.
I mean, he could be, but I mean, even if he is the highest scoring player on the slate, unless he puts up like 70, 75, 80. I don't, again, Joker is matchup proof and I have to sneeze, so I'm hiding it really well. Okay. Sorry. He's matchup proof. We saw like against Bam Adebayo, who's one of the best defenders against the center, that he ate him up. Like he ate him alive. Clint Capella is another guy that I don't like to target. I think he's one of the best defenders as well against the center, but it's Jokic. Like, I was proven wrong last time, even though I said I'm not playing Jokic against Bam, who's one of the best defenders at that position. Yeah. I'm going to do it again. I'm sorry. It's 11,700. He's got to score 60 plus for sure. Like, he can't hit under 60 and be optimal. If he hits 65, 70, you can cash with that, but it might not be optimal either. At 11,700, you're banking a lot from him. Like, you need a triple-double, and you need a lot. And against Clint Capella, I get he's matchup proof, guys, but I'm going back to the well on this stand that I took last time. And if I'm proven wrong, then you know what? I need to revisit my strategy. But I'm not going to be overweight on Jokic today.
You think Jokic is like a happy guy right now after what happened with the Morris stuff?
No, I mean he's not happy because he's a dirty player now. So I mean I would be happy too if I was dirty.
You're gonna get dragged,
dude. He is. Listen, he is not innocent. We're not gonna get into this again, David. He is not innocent in this.
I didn't say he was innocent.
Offense, and it's not his first offense. Markieff deserved it. Fine. Markieff was wrong, but Jokic was wrong too.
Okay.
And not his first offense. Besides the point. Jokic is upset, right? Atlanta has been struggling defensively too. They were one of the best defensive teams last year. Is this the second night of back-to-back? Maybe it's not. But the most important news for me, David, is if Bogdan and Hunter are out. If they're both out again, I'm smashing Herter and Reddish in today. Yeah. Reddish more. Brandon Ingram's out. So, yeah, I like J-Val a little bit more.
Okay.
We just got that news now. So we're getting news as it comes along. Will Barton has been playing at a phenomenal level too. 45 or more DK points in 4 straight games. And that's even with Jokic in 3 of those games, not last game. So Will Barton is sneaky in my opinion. I don't think many are going to play Will Barton at 6,900. But I'm definitely going to throw a lineup in there just chasing that. Just because the level he's playing out, and especially with no Michael Porter Jr., there's opening usage for both these guys. So I think I like Barton more than Jokic personally, and then we have to wait on news about Bogdan and Hunter. Listen, I'm not saying Barton's going to outscore Jokic, but for price.
Okay. Good thing. I'm glad you brought up Herder. Yeah, if he were to get the start, 4,200 on FanDuel. I'm playing FanDuel today instead of DraftKings. Then you just play him. You just play him. He got like 38, 39 minutes last game. Had a great game. He can shoot. He can shoot the ball. We saw that against the Bucks last year. They beat us. That sucked. Jokic, highest scoring player on the slate. Don't care about the price. Plenty of other guys to build around over his last 5 games, averaging 1.73 FanDuel or DraftKings points per minute. That is the most in the league. That's higher than Giannis over the last 5 games. But if you look at FanDuel points per minute, Giannis has 0.16 and Jokic has 1.59. So it's right there about the same thing. So I think he's the highest scoring player on the slate, man. I'm not going to fade who I think is going to be the highest scoring player on the slate. Making 3 teams, he's going to be on one of them. Good call out on Barton too. Don't hate that play, getting Barton at low ownership. So, I mean, they still don't have Porter. Like someone else is going to have to step up in this offense, which really, I mean, just makes it so much better for both Barton and Jokic. Like Jokic, honest to God, might drop 80 tonight. Might drop 80. Barton's going to get 40.
It's possible.
I think Barton's a great play too, Javi. Good call there. Let's talk about these last 2 games and see if we have any more news. This is a big one. This is on ESPN. Chicago at Golden State. No Vooch. That's big news. Who's getting the usage? Who's getting your ownership, Javi? Rostership, whatever.
Yeah. For me, it's probably going to be some Tony Bradley at 3K. Just because he is 3K. I get Giannis is out. We could see the other Antetokounmpo here, but I'm not going to play. I might just play both, David, just because I think they're both amazing plays. I mean, it takes up your center spot, but I think it's fine. Steven Adams on track to play, just so you guys know, in case you guys are playing him. I'm not playing him. And then for me, Tony Bradley's obviously a great play. I'm just torn on what to do here with Elise Johnson because he's a high point per minute guy.
Alizé.
Is it Alizé?
I think so.
Okay. Well, Alizé, Elise, whatever. Johnson, 3,100 on DraftKings. And Javonte Green, who's been getting minutes since Patrick Williams went down. So yeah. I think that this is an interesting spot for all those guys, and they're all cheap. Like Bradley's mid price, Johnson is 3,100, Green is 3,000, and Green's been playing well already, and he's seen a boost in minutes. So no Vooch is just a boost for these guys. So I think all 3 guys are in play, David. I really do, especially with no Vooch. But also for the expensive guys, this is a boost for Lonzo, Levine, and DeRozan. I lean Levine because of price. He was chalky last time. He didn't really. He hit value, but he really wasn't, smash play. I think going back to Levine today is I think it's I wouldn't say necessity, but Golden State, they have been playing better defensively. They're just going to get better defensively, but Draymond, one of their best defenders, might be out, who would probably be covering DeRozan. So if Draymond's out, I do like DeRozan more than Levine, but I like them both. I think they're both fine. I don't think I'm going to play them both together. But I think having one of Levine or DeRozan and then 2 of the 3 value guys I mentioned is essential. So this is a pretty important game for me, David.
I hope Draymond plays. I just don't want to have to do all that
because I want to play Bielitsa, man. 3,200.
That would be real nice too, wouldn't it? Huh? Do you think? I think he plays. I don't know though. He's still questionable. Questionable play Friday's game against the Bulls. Forced to leave last game. I guess we have to wait and see. I guess leave a spot open. Bielitsa would be a good play. I like Tony Bradley the best to fill in for Vooch at least. I think he gets, just over 20 minutes, mid-20s minutes, but he's 1.07 points per minute so far this season in limited minutes. We saw him. He's like a point per minute guy, over a point per minute guy last year. He gets, mid-20s minutes at 3,000 on DK. It's a good play. Play him. Tony Bradley, good play. Gonna hit value, but there is also a case to be made too, it's in his wheelhouse to get 30. It could happen. That would be an exceptional game from Tony Bradley. But we saw him get 40 a few times last year. It can happen. You do want at least 30 from your guys tonight, though. I think he's a good value play, though. I'll play him.
Kevin Porter's in.
Okay. Yeah. He's 6K on FanDuel. I don't think I get to him, but I also don't think it's a terrible play. I've got DeMar DeRozan outscoring Zach LaVine tonight, and I don't think that's.
The price though, it's a price. What's the price difference on FanDuel? I mean, I was putting them both on my cheat sheet, but it's $300 only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Draymond's out, I think DeRozan does. But if Draymond's in, I think he can give fits to DeRozan. So that's my problem here. So I would play LaVine first, and then if we get Draymond out, then I'd play DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan's going to outscore Zach LaVine tonight. So
okay.
That's my bet. He's had a higher upside all season. He's been scored more, had a higher ceiling than LaVine with Vooch on the court. He's a better rebounder. They're going to need people to rebound the balls tonight. He's scored more real-life points than LaVine this season. In 3 of his past 6 games, he's topped 30 real points. LaVine's only done it once. Why would I not think DeMar DeRozan's going to outscore Zach LaVine? DeMar DeRozan outscores Zach LaVine. That's what I got.
Defensive matchup, man.
Oh, old busted thigh Green going to slow him down?
Yeah. He could.
Yeah. I mean, Draymond Green, according to him, he's the best defender that's ever walked the face of the earth for the NBA. So maybe you're onto something there. I'm going with DDR. I think LaVine's a good play too. I'm not saying LaVine's a bad play. I'm not saying that. 1 game left. The Timberwolves at the Lakers. At the beginning of the show, you mentioned that you like this game, so I'm going to let you take it over.
Oh no, I love this game, David. My placeholder, and again, it changed, but I like to play whatever my night before placeholder is, bearing anything that happens, like Giannis out. I'll usually play the placeholder that I have set in, and my placeholder had Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook with Anthony Edwards. Not saying that's the takedown lineup of the night. I think it's a little, it's pretty dumb, playing 2 guys over 10-9 from the same team with only 1 run back. But for me, I like this game a lot, David. I think this is a great spot for both teams. Russell Westbrook, we've said this many times. I'm not going to do my same spiel, but his presence there has made the pace of the Lakers go faster, which has made their defensive worse. They've been eaten alive by the center position, which is shocking to me. But that would happen when DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard have been basically getting the center minutes over AD. So, they're not what they used to be. DeAndre Jordan was never good defensively. So I think Karl-Anthony Towns is a fine play, but I just prefer Anthony Edwards at the less expensive price. So that's why. And I think, it's a toss-up between Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis. Both guys are going to eat tonight, which is why I played them both in my placeholder lineup. It's just a matter of which one is going to be the best play. And it's tough to say because, Minnesota struggles defensively, but it's mainly the big man that they've always struggled. Like Karl-Anthony Towns will not be able to guard Anthony Davis, which is going to happen. So I don't think anybody can guard Anthony Davis on this T-Wolves team. So I like Anthony Davis more than Russell Westbrook, but I'll have shares of both. So I love this game from top to bottom. It's mainly Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns having one of those 2, and then Anthony Davis or Russell Westbrook.
No Russell? Not into Russell?
Yeah. No, I'm into Russell. Again, I have 7 lineups, so I think I'm split down the middle between both.
I meant D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, D'Angelo. I have a little bit. I think I have 1 in lineup with him, but I prefer. I mean, he's been playing better. He started off really, really bad, but for me, I will have them. I will have D'Angelo Russell in at least one of my lineups. So.
The Lakers are absolutely terrible against the guard. Against the point guard, they're dead last in the NBA as far as fantasy points allowed goes. You can just keep targeting him. A lot of that has to do with Russell Westbrook and just how fast-paced they are. Against shooting guard, they're 7th worst. Edwards or Russell are going to have a good game for sure. A lot of people are going to be on Edwards, as they should be. I mean, the guy gets a ton of time, right? He's averaging 43.4 fantasy points a game. His average is over 40. For the sophomore. Awesome. Let's see. Lakers are giving up 53.57 points to the PG and 41.34 to the SG. One of the guards going to get it done. He's going to he's exceeded 40 minutes in his last 2 games. Probably does it again tonight. Anthony Edwards, great play. Pretty chalky, but just lock in the 40 plus and get on with your night. I mean, he averages more than they're giving up to the position. So is. I think he's going to just have a good game. He's going to have a good game. So Edwards, I'm with. Davis, if he goes out and gets like 44 minutes again against Karl Anthony Towns, which is like crazy minutes for Anthony Davis. Was there an overtime or something I'm overlooking in that game? Like, I can't believe he got that much. There had to have been, right? Last Lakers game?
It was an overtime game against the Heat.
In the Charlotte game before that where he got 43?
I'm not too sure. I don't remember.
I'm not sure either. But high minutes Davis, that's always good. Westbrook, sure, go with him. Don't mind him at all. People give Westbrook such a hard time, man. Like he's garbage or something. Like Westbrook's good. I know he turns the ball over, and I know he hasn't been on a winning team or whatever, but most people haven't. Like most people haven't won a championship, just FYI. Unless you've been on LeBron James' team, you probably haven't won a championship too often. So let's lay off our boy Westbrook. All right, let's check the news. Anything else you want to touch on?
I like Russell Westbrook. Everyone hates on the guy.
That's crazy.
A lot of turnovers. Doesn't play great defense. Not the best shot, but he's a dynamic player. So.
I mean, those things are important, but I don't know, man. Just keep
not that important.
Yeah, I mean, just keep stuffing it in there. It's like I'm not making he's a ball hog, and that works. And I'm not making I shouldn't even say this, and I'm not making a comparison to Kobe Bryant at all. But he was the same way. He's just going to do what he does and try and get the ball in the basket. So got to respect the guy. All right, checking on some news. Najee Marshall available to play. Doesn't matter. Rockets starting Porter Green, Tate Wood, Tice. Thought that's what was going to happen. OKC starting SGA, Dort, Giddey, Basley, Robinson, Earl.
David. What? Yeah. So no favors. Yeah, they got favors. I mean, you shouldn't have to play favors anyways. That's getting too cute. This is an interesting question, David. AD, Time Lord Edwards, or Jokic, Levine, Stewart? I said Jokic, Levine, Stewart, actually.
Give me the second one.
Jokic, Levine, Stewart, or AD, Time Lord Edwards. The only reason I said the Jokic side is because I'm not on Time Lord. I don't like Time Lord when Horford's in. So
yeah, give me the one with the highest scoring player on it. That's the one with the Joker on it. You gonna play any Robinson Earl starting?
No.
Dinner?
No.
Okay.
Nothing.
Any other questions in there we should address before we hop off this thing?
No. I mean, I'm not seeing any questions. People are asking for my sexy six, so I'll give my sexy six here and post it in here, David. It's gonna be Drew Holiday. It's gonna be Bobby Portis. It's going to be one of two of Anthony Davis or Russell Westbrook. I don't care who it is. I prefer Anthony Davis because of price. And then one of two of Anthony Edwards or Karl Anthony Towns. If I had a preference there, also, I would say Anthony Edwards because of price. Then I'm going to say sneaky spend-up guys, Julius Randle. And then having, Tony Bradley, Elise Johnson, some sort of combo of those guys as value. So that's what I like.
Would you call Bobby Portis a lock tonight? Someone's asking.
Yeah, I think he is. Again, I don't like to lock anything. Like in 7 lineups, I'll max exposure at 5 per lineup, but I will have Bobby Portis at that 507 for sure.
Good question here. We didn't touch on Lonzo Ball, which I don't hate at all tonight. We should have touched on Lonzo Ball. I think he's a decently good play at his price. Who scores more, Lonzo or Drew Holiday?
I'm gonna go with Drew. I mean, listen, there's no Giannis, there's no Middleton, there's no Brook Lopez. I mean, who's gonna score on this team besides Portis and Drew? So yeah, it's Drew for me.
Kaminsky? I said probably not.
Who'd you say?
Do you like Kaminsky?
No, he's too expensive. He's at a price that I can't do it.
All right, look, here are my plays, everybody. Go check out the article at FTN Daily, Tenacious Targets article. Here are my core plays, though. Here are the guys I like a lot. I'll go down the list. I'll give you more than my 4. So, Anthony Edwards, love him. Don't care if he's chalk, love him. He's going to put up some big numbers. James Harden, I think, is sneaky tonight, going up against the Pelicans. More so on FanDuel, cheaper on FanDuel, like him more on FanDuel. Probably wouldn't play him on DraftKings, would play him on FanDuel. Huge upside is James Harden. DeMar DeRozan is going to outscore Zach LaVine tonight. Heard it here first. Get you some DeMar DeRozan at lower ownership than LaVine. I like Julius Randle. I wrote up Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle has a good game. I think he gets a 50 burger, but then I'm trying to make a decision. Would I rather have him or Tatum? And at this point, I think I would rather have Tatum than Julius Randle. If you have to choose one, if you can cram in both, have fun with $1 million. You're going to win tonight. Centers, Jarrett Allen, like Jarrett Allen, getting popular, price getting up there. Still Jarrett Allen. We're getting a lot of minutes from Jarrett Allen, so give me some Jarrett Allen. Tony Bradley's going to hit value at $3K on DraftKings. I like him better over there. Don't mind him on FanDuel, but huge slate. Not positive you have to get there. I want to see the starters for the Bucks. That game's crazy. Drew Holiday got a big bump up. Bobby Portis. Like, I don't know how much missing Giannis helps Portis really. Like, it could honestly hurt him. It could honestly hurt him. I'm not sure how much Portis I'm going to have now, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what I land on. And your highest scoring player of the night is going to be Nikola Jokic. 76.4 points for Jokic tonight.
70 what?
76.4. Can you even do that? Yeah, 76.4. That's what I got him for.
You want a lunch bet on this?
I don't do lunch bets, Javi. They're lame. And no, I will not do. Why would I do that? Why would I bet that? No, what? Yeah, no, like if he hits 76.4, no, I'll give you like what he's projected at. Like, I'm not going to give you my bold call of the night over under.
You know what, David? I just want my jersey. Can we talk about that?
I thought about that 2 nights ago. I still do need to send that. You were very correct about that. All right, cool. That's the show. Good luck, everyone. Hop in Discord if you have any more questions. Make sure you check out the FTN Opto. Use the rules. Check out the videos below. It explains how to use the FTN Optimizer. Use FTN TV promo code for 15% off if you haven't signed up already. If you haven't signed up already, you got 20 minutes left. Using an optimizer. Doesn't sound like the worst thing to do. Gets the job done fast. Just know how to import CSVs. Appreciate you watching the show. Good luck, everyone. See you next time.